There's literally everything in space, Morty. Now get the back in the car.
Welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 275, being recorded on October 17th, 2023. The Council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit.
With a little background and absolutely no expertise. All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever. Wow. Well, welcome to the CouncilCast.
Welcome.
Where you have a 50-50 chance of getting fart jokes in every episode.
The odds
There you go.
The odds are ever improving. Maybe the odds ever in your favor.
Well, if the odds are in your favor, you might want to read this next story about coin flips apparently not being 50-50 chance. If you ever thought that flipping a coin would give you equal odds one way or the other of landing heads or tails, apparently some scientists have proved that that is not exactly true ananymore.
What is it, 49%?
Not quite. 50.8. It is 50.8 more percent likely to land on the same side that you started from.
So whatever's up is what you should choose.
Correct. Yeah. Unless you're one of the people who flips it upside down.
This is based on imperfect flipping.
Yeah, it's based on people actually flipping it. Correct.
Right. Presumably a machine could be created to flip more non-deterministically.
I mean, I would assume so. Yeah, correct.
So when people are the flippers, which is all the
Pretty
time,
much all the time.
pick whatever side they start up. But so what are you supposed to do when they're like, I'm going to flip a coin? You're going to be like, okay, let me see your hand first.
Let me look at your hand. Yeah.
All right, heads. There we go.
Yeah, let me see the coin.
Did you say it gives you a boost of 6%?
0.8%.
0.8%. Still though,
Better than nothing.
any boost you can get.
Especially if you say,
See, every time we do a coin flip though, I say it's going to land on its side, and someday.
I saw that, what was that baseball movie with Matthew LeBlanc?
I don't know. My dad swears to God that he saw a coin flip land on its side at a bowling tournament one time.
Matt LeBlanc?
Yeah, Matt LeBlanc baseball movie with a monkey.
Oh, I remember he had a monkey movie, but I didn't know if it was a
Are you
baseball
just talking
movie.
about Friends?
No, Ed.
No.
The movie Ed. So he was going to go up to the major leagues, but the guy was like, how about we just flip a coin? And then it lands on its side. And then it's he puts a glass jar over it. And then all season, he waits for it to fall over one way or the other. And then because he won the game at the end of the season with the monkey, then he gets to go up to the major leagues. So he's playing like AAA ball or something.
Now I remember why I don't remember that movie.
I don't know why I remember it, because I'm sure I only watched it maybe twice because we rented it from Blockbuster.
Yeah, I remember that Matt LeBlanc had a movie with a monkey, but that was it. I don't know. So if someone says, "Hey, why don't we just decide this with a coin flip?" You say, "Okay, how about 2 out of 3?" Because then you could always your odds are improved the more times you do it if you just keep choosing the one that was up, right?
Smart.
Sure. I mean, makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, I think
yes.
moral story is if you want to get into a coin flip with somebody, and you should say, "I'll flip it," and then call the side that you have up.
Strategy.
Well, what you could do is you could practice flipping, and you could just be like one of those people who are able to shuffle cards and pull a king out from wherever they want or whatnot.
There you go.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
That's good. I think that's helpful. I appreciate that.
I mean, 0.8% isn't much, as we kind of said, but based on their findings, you could as they put it here, here's a real world example. You could bet $1 on 1,000 separate coin flips, always betting on the side that it starts on. And if you do that, you could, based on statistics, make $19 profit on that deal.
What?
Cha-ching.
Yeah, you just have
Yep.
you have to have enough money to weather the down cycles,
Yeah.
though, because like there's going to be long stretches where
Exactly.
it doesn't work for you. Which we're only
But
talking
in
$1,000
theory, yes.
here, so like presumably I can implement this. Just let me go pull $100,000 out of the bank and start betting.
Easy.
Where's the fucking site? Send me. Just let me see the coin first. Also, it's got to be a human flipping
$19
it.
at a time.
These people are gonna have really tired thumbs.
Yeah, you gotta get random people to flip.
Did they
I mean,
test
it's
like
helpful.
whether
It's kinda how
is
they
this
know.
like flipping it up with the thumb or like just tossing it up in the air? Presumably, it's the old style flip with the thumb.
So they actually did it, basically in a bunch of different ways. So they had the coin flippers do it to try and eliminate that bias of how they're flipping it. They flipped it however people wanted to flip it.
Interesting.
So they had over 350,000 coin flips apparently. They also used 46 global currencies to eliminate just, like a quarter head tail bias. And
I'm starting to think
They
these guys
also-
weren't fucking around.
yeah.
I was gonna say, but are we sure we can trust them? Is
Sure.
350,000 enough data?
Sure.
The
I
other
don't
thing
know.
they didn't factor in was coins as currency are going away. So what does that do to the equation?
What? Like coins that are going out of circulation? Nice.
I pushed a button a while ago. It just didn't work.
But they did say though in their paper though about your coin flippers, they did say that the people there was a high degree of variability between coin flippers, where apparently some people appeared to have little to no same side bias, where others showed a very high degree of same side bias.
And how many flips did they measure?
And did you hit
300
the
over
table, or did they catch it in
350,000.
your hand and flip it?
I wonder how the
They-
odds change as you do more flips. I mean, I wonder what they were at, let's say 100,000 as opposed to 300,000.
Yeah, that's a good question. I can't imagine. I'm assuming they just had them sit down and just flip 1,000 coins right away. Did their thumbs get tired? I don't know.
Yeah, did they measure the length of the person's thumb? How big were these people's hands?
How about men
How tired
and or
were they?
women?
Had they been drinking? What day of the week was it? What was the barometric pressure? What was the altitude they were at?
You need that guy that math guy from that cop show that always would figure out all of the crimes with math. What was that? Numbers?
Radar?
No, numbers. Radar just knew what was happening before it happened. I think numbers was the show. He would be able to tell us. He'd come up with an algorithm and explain it to
They
us.
probably
and then-
could.
Yeah.
Dexter?
And then he would figure out, yeah. He would figure out not only which would land on which side the most, and he would figure out if it's a crime or not.
Lie to me?
I'm gonna go with a thumbs up on this one.
I'm gonna give it a big old thumbs up.
There you go. Might as well. Give you a little bit of a chance in the games. I don't know. Something that doesn't require a game of chance though is writing in water, because apparently scientists have finally figured out a way that's better to write in water than using a waterproof pen. Turns out that you can just literally write in the water using ink.
What?
Then it dissolves and gets blurry.
Yeah, so that was actually, so they talked about that. So this is a case where people for a long time, you can write underwater. You usually have to write on another device, just like writing a pen on paper. And so they wanted to figure out a way to, how can you write in the water without having to do exactly like Silas talked about, where it just like immediately starts floating away. Basically the idea is, and I didn't make this parallel until I read the article, is that they talk about sky writing. Like if you have a plane writing something in the
Mm.
sky, those letters don't necessarily dissipate right away. And it's partly because of how small the plane is that is writing it is compared to the size of the letters or the size of the medium. And so they talk about the problem with water is that it does disperse too quickly. So they had to come up with a pen that essentially dispersed ink in a really, really small, at a really, really small scale. So they came up with a way to basically do this, and they could create letters. Literally, though, you have to look at them under a microscope. So may not be super practical. But I guess they proved that you could do it if you wanted to, like, I don't know, be a scuba diver and write in the water to your friends or something like that. Or maybe
That's what
fish
I've
could
always
communicate
wanted to do.
easier.
Well, cool. Good to know that.
Yeah, I think thumbs down.
Yeah, I was reading through this, and their whole point of trying to do this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, I guess I'm not sure how often people are trying to literally write in water. Other than maybe somebody who's stranded on an island trying to write "help me" if they don't have a big enough beach.
I'm not sure how to vote on this
How's
one.
a microscope
I'm just
gonna
going to
help
say
at
thumbs
that
up. Thanks
point?
for sharing the information, Blaine.
I'm gonna go with a thumbs up for science because could maybe save somebody's life. I don't know.
I'm not sure. We'll have to wait till we get to the random shit topics because this may have needed to be moved to that category, but it's all right. You know,
But Brian's gonna withhold judgment until the end of the episode.
I'll let us all know whether or not we should rearrange the program later.
Well, something that you don't need to worry about rearranging is the DVD shelves at Best Buy because Best Buy is going to stop selling DVDs and Blu-rays early next year.
Yeah.
So this coincides a little bit with Netflix ending their DVD delivery service, which only means to me that Netflix was just buying the DVDs at Best Buy and then mailing them out.
They knew that Best Buy was gonna. They got an early tip, and Best Buy was like, "Yeah, we're canceling this." And they're like, "Well, we got to get out."
I just hope they never get rid of the bin of jumbled up DVDs at Walmart.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably going to be the only way you can buy DVDs going forward.
Or
some DVD,
or
you
some,
got to go dumpster dive through a bin at Walmart.
yeah, and that's fun because you're like, oh wow, I love that movie. It's only $3.99. Yeah, 99 cents. What's going to be next? Now it's DVDs. What's going to be the next thing that just is obsolete and gone?
Well, a better question. Do you think that
I'm hoping it's
DVDs
prostate cancer.
and Blu-rays could ever have a resurgence like vinyl kind of has had in the last few years?
No, because it's always going to be a higher video quality to just download the actual file.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I mean, it will be massive, but we're getting faster and faster abilities to download things. So, or to stream it. I mean, streaming is getting to the point where it's close. It's not there yet, but
I mean, is there any benefit visually or?
Here's something that I'm wondering, and this maybe is already how it works, and so I'm sorry if this is stupid, but you know how we have gaming with remote PCs, so we have souped up computers with super fast processors, and then I'm accessing that via an online portal, and I'm able to game almost seamlessly without having a PC that's souped up ready for that. Is that how Netflix works for us to be able to watch these high fidelity movies, or are they doing some other streaming process?
I I don't know. I mean, I guess I would say, not knowing all the ins and outs, it's probably relatively similar, except for the fact that they don't actually have to render like graphics remotely.
Yeah.
But as far as shipping you a video stream, for example, like they still have to go through the compression, encoding, send it to you, do the opposite to get it into your eyeballs.
Yeah. Huh. Well, maybe I just solved all the world's problems there.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe Best Buy solved all your problems.
Here, this is what solved all my problems. Nailed it.
Perfect.
You know what? They'll say next thing they're going to say is we're not going to sell hard drives. Separate hard. What you say? Detached, or what do you say?
External.
We're going to stop selling external hard drives because you can just save everything on the cloud. No. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm trying to think of the next thing that will be obsolete.
Well, I mean,
that they'll go, well, we're just not going to do that.
Internal, external hard drives, but I could see them coming up with.
No, it's actually stored in the clouds.
Unreasonably expensive hard drives that are super fast, that the average consumer is not going to be able to buy for years, and so it's just going to these giant corporations that are paying off these hard drives by selling cloud space to consumers. So yeah, you know what? Thumbs up.
I don't think that's it.
I think it's 100% it.
Well,
if it's not that, what is it?
I don't shop at Best Buy, so thumbs up for getting rid of DVDs, Best Buy.
Thumbs up, Best Buy.
Yeah,
for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, there's usually only a very specific reason I need to go into Best Buy, and it's generally not going to be to buy a DVD. So I can definitely see why they got rid of it.
Yeah.
So I give it a thumbs down for, I don't know, killing things off, preventing Netflix from being able to carry DVDs anymore. Well, something you also might need to go to Best Buy for, though, in the future, though, is buying your Microsoft Windows key, because Microsoft has now closed the loophole of being able to activate future versions of Windows 11 using Windows 7 keys. So if you are looking to... so for a while, right after Windows 7 came out, Microsoft started doing all this whole, hey, you can upgrade to the newest version of Windows. Just use your old product key to activate the new version of Windows. They did that through 8, 10, and initially into 11 here, it sounds like. And so you could always just use, if you had an old activation key from Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows 10, you could use that to activate your Windows 11 license without actually having to purchase a new license. So Microsoft has now closed down that loophole and said, haha, just kidding, you now need to actually buy a Windows 11 license. So
what's that cost?
No more free lunch for you. I don't even know what it is, because I've done the same thing. I've always activated new versions of Windows using my old keys. I mean, I don't know. Let me go to bestbuy.com and find out.
Do they sell it anymore?
I have no idea. I'm going to find out.
They do, but it's only on DVD.
Probably. Windows 11 Home is $140.
Oh my gosh.
Pro version is $200. So.
Good boy. Well, don't worry. Someone will pirate something, I'm sure. You'll sort it out later.
I mean, I'm sure that's already happening, but it was a nice thing while it lasted, I guess. I mean, like I said, I've definitely benefited from that. So thank you, Microsoft, I guess.
So will they allow you to move forward with 11? Going into whatever version they have after that, or is it every time they change versions you have to buy it now?
I mean, I'm sure their intent was always that every time they go to a new version, you have to buy it. But I think when Windows 8 came out and they totally botched all the shittiness around it, that they're just like, hey, we want people to go to it, so we're going to just let you do it for free. So probably depends on if Windows 11 turns out to be shitty or not. I don't know. I haven't used it yet, so I don't have an opinion on Windows 11. Has anybody else?
No.
Yeah, I have an opinion on it. You know what it's not?
It's not a tumor.
That's all I know.
Well, I mean, that's about as good of an endorsement as you could expect from the CouncilCast.
There you go.
Well, something that we certainly are not endorsing here on the CouncilCast is cryptocurrency. And if you thought that somehow crypto was dead, you might be mistaken, because you can now use crypto to buy a new Ferrari.
Yes.
If you've been saving up all of your crypto bitcoins, whatever, Ferrari has now announced that they will allow you to buy a car using cryptocurrency.
Finally, I can be a Ferrari owner.
So yeah, if you have, they'll accept payment in Bitcoin, Ether, or stablecoin. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that, go ahead and sign up online. Turn in all your Bitcoins.
What's a Ferrari cost?
2 Bitcoins.
Which one do you want?
I don't know. Is there a price range from their lowest model to their highest model? I mean, what's
Unaffordable to super unaffordable.
Let's ask ChatGPT.
super unaffordable to indentured servant for the rest of my life to pay it off?
The average price of a new Ferrari.
Grandchildren will be paying this off.
The average price of a new Ferrari is around $634,000.
That's not.
That's the average price?
Yeah, apparently.
Man, I'm way out of date.
They do have cars that start around $220,000. But I think it's probably skewed because they've got some cars that are all the way up at $1.8 to $2 million.
Jeez.
But there you go. So yeah, use your Bitcoin. Now you can do something with it, as opposed to investing it in something else. Or using it to buy a $3 solid-state SATA drive. Yeah, apparently you get what you pay for when it comes to buying cheap Chinese brands for solid-state drives, where apparently if you just go on to AliExpress and search for SSDs, you can find things that range from less than $1 to $3 for an external hard drive that's just a solid-state drive for 120 gigs. Apparently, a lot of these are really just apparently like micro SD cards that somebody slaps into an enclosure, and it's super shitty.
That's interesting.
But this one actually is in fact a real SSD that uses a controller from a couple of years ago, and apparently it is also really shitty. So we're. If you're looking for a new SSD, do not buy one from a random Chinese brand, I guess.
Wow.
But you know, your price per
good
gig,
to
your
know.
cost per gig is super low.
Hey, you got that going for you. It doesn't work.
They actually
it's
said
pretty affordable.
in the review here, they said that an SD card, in this case, an SD card would have actually been better than this solid state drive. Which is perfect. So yeah, I guess you get what you pay for when you're buying for a couple bucks on the dollar. So I'm gonna give it a big thumbs down on that one. Making shitty SSDs and selling them.
Hey,
I'm going to say thumbs up for taking a flash drive and then putting a box around it and selling it as a solid state drive. That's pretty clever. I mean, technically it is. It's just not a very good one.
Yeah, this is the buyer's fault for not searching for a good flash drive.
I bet if you search for a good flash drive or a good solid state drive on AliExpress, you could probably find a $4 one that actually is better. Yeah. Anyway, Brian, how did we do? Is our random shit topics good with science? Was our order okay?
Is our random shit shitty enough for you?
I wasn't. The random shit was not shitty enough for me, and the scientific ones wasn't very scientific. So, I mean, it's a slow news day. It's all right. Happens.
Well, you heard it here first. So we'll move on to our billionaire pitches for the week. And I do have a pitch. I'll start one off. As I thought about this when we were talking about Best Buy, and then Brian's comment about the next thing to be obsoleted. I have the idea right now, Brian. I'm going to pitch it. It's going to happen. Printers, they're going away. Printers are going to be the next obsolete technology because a billionaire is going to come up with an e-ink paper that is so cheap that when you want to print something, you just print it on e-ink paper. It's digital. You can write on it. You can give it to people. And when you're done with it, you throw it away.
Impressive.
It's going to revolutionize printing. Printers are going away forever.
That would be nice if printers went away forever. So much waste.
Or is it just you just throw it away? It's made of unrecyclable plastic.
Hey, I didn't say it was recyclable. I just said printers are going away.
I think it's a proven fact that half of all landfills are filled with old copiers and printers and ink cartridges. So,
I mean, it's definitely got to be better than all those ink cartridges you're throwing away.
So, we have that going. It has that going for it. Thumbs up. I love all the waste.
I mean, but this is reusable, right? So I don't know how long one would last. I'm going to say
is
like
it reusable?
Yeah.
You could
Oh yeah.
print something and be like, I don't want this on here anymore. Reprint.
But I don't think that printers will become
absolutely reusable.
I don't think printers will become obsolete. I think they'll become illegal.
Actually, I think they'll just self-destruct.
They already have that built in.
All printers have a self-destruct function built in.
Great. Then yeah, thumbs up. Thumbs up for all of it.
All right, who else has a pitch for us this week?
What were you telling me the other day you had an idea for?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I want billionaires to make an eyeball camera. So, the eye is like the greatest.
Haven't you already pitched this?
No, I have not. The eye is like, you wish that the picture would look like, and I know what you're all doing right now. You're Googling this because I'm sure it exists, but I don't think it does because it requires.
You pitched it a year. Oh, wait.
I'm not saying it exists. I just think you pitched it.
You're pitching it right. I'm reading it. I'm like,
okay, so
searched for it.
You
pitched it 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, I did. Thank you. Your memory is incredible. So the eye, you see something, it never looks like the picture that you take. But if you could just get an eye and have some sort of like thing that could use the eye to be like the lens for the iPhone or the camera or whatever. You just put the eye in the little box, and it will it'll instead of using a lens, the eye will then see the picture, see it the way it should be seen, and then take the picture.
Is Brian having a stroke?
I'm having a hard time explaining this, but yes, I'm also having a stroke.
That's a symptom.
And when I told Silas about it, I said, I know what Blaine's going to say. Blaine's going to say, where are you supposed to get these eyes from? And I'm going to say, I don't know. Wherever you get eyeballs from, but you get an eyeball and you just put it in the little thing, and then it just sees stuff, and then you can take a picture.
Sure. Is this an implant? I'm trying to.
No, it's not an implant.
I give it one eye open.
It's like a little contraption on your phone or on your camera where you put an eyeball.
You just put an eyeball.
Oh. Okay.
You're going to need someone else's eyeball to make this work, unless you want to poke one of yours out to do it.
I sleep with one eye open.
There you go.
Do-
The other one's not
Kill
doing
Bill
anything.
style.
You can put
You do that. You pull the eyeball
pluck it out.
out. You pull the eyeball out. Thumbs up. I
sure,
think this
thumbs
is
up.
great. Not problematic at all. I want to be able to. I want to be able to remember things just like I saw them.
I can only wait until we see the eyeball harvesters showing up at pop-up stands in the mall that are like,
This is-
"Oh, your eyeball's running out."
The
Find
other
your
one is
eyeball.
just to like take ginkgo biloba or lion's mane or something and just actually remember the thing that you saw.
Yeah, my new phone is amazing. I'm just waiting for an eyeball donor so I can get rid of this megapixel lens that I'm using because the eyeball would be
Stupid
so
100
much
megapixel
better.
camera I have in here.
What is the
Yeah, a
eye?
million
What is the eye? How many
eyeballs.
megapixels is the eye?
I don't know. Let's see.
There's something out there that says what the eye can kind of pictures the eye could take if it could take a picture. I thought about like using your own eye,
576
but
megapixels.
I thought about you like being able to like sync the camera or the phone with your own eyes, and I thought, nah, you just need somebody else's eyeball and just put it in some sort of contraption to make the phone or the thing work. So
I mean, that sounds relatively easy and
yeah, I mean,
straightforward,
I mean,
so.
if they're not using it, something like that, it'd be like an eye donor type of thing.
I don't.
Well, I think there'd be some money in that, wouldn't you think?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Oh man, I have a pitch for a billionaire.
All right. What do you
I
got?
want them to just make Windows free to everyone for the rest of forever. The end.
That's way less complicated than mine.
No
mean,
access codes.
No
no
money.
stupid workarounds. Just
Like that
free.
Beatles song, Imagine.
Imagine
That just means they'll charge you
Windows is
double
free.
for Microsoft Office going forward.
No security keys.
All right.
The
Matt,
program
you got
and
a
the
pitch for us
security
tonight?
key is 0.
Plug it in.
Taxes on that will be $300.
Matt,
What?
do you have a pitch?
What? No.
With that, I'm going to call this council meeting adjourned. Thank you for listening as we do record this podcast live Tuesday nights on YouTube. If you liked what you saw and want to check out all past episodes, except for the latest ones, you can go to councilcast.org. You can also find the audio files on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher if you like listening to year plus old episodes. If you have a topic you'd like the council's decision on, you can email us at I don't care
Wait a
at
second, hold on.
councilcast.org.
Eric said that he did hear that Netflix is opening a brick and mortar store. Anyone else hear about that?
That is true. I did hear about that.
All right, what are they going to have there? DVDs?
No
DVDs.
bricks and mortar.
And Blu-ray?
They gotta do something with the rest of the DVDs that they didn't sell.
Oh boy.
The big bins, giant bins of DVDs you can dig through.
Thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Bye.